Sometimes life just sucks, and sometimes it freaking rocks. We will discuss all the things from family and real estate to travel and just life in general. So take a seat, or don't, you do you, and welcome to the Limbadass Podcast. Welcome to the Limbadass Podcast, Ms. Donna Knoll. It's actually Mrs. Donna Knoll. She is married. Yes. First talking to your mic a little more. Okay, remember, this is totally edited, so if you say anything you don't want to say or anything like that. Today, I'm so excited to have you because we're going to talk all things trash TV. I hate calling it trash TV because I feel like I watch too much of it to call it trash TV. I feel like it's the TV that I don't want to be a part of, but it's like a train wreck, right?
Yes.
You don't want to watch it, but you can't turn away either.
There's a podcast I listen to that talks about trash TV, and they call it Garbage People. Oh. And I love it because that's what it is. I'm a garbage person because I watch the garbage TV and I'm okay with it.
Am I allowed to know what podcast that is?
Oh, it's called Bitch Sesh. Well, actually, I think they just changed it. It's called Garbage World now.
So
because now they're talking more than just housewives.
Okay, fair enough.
It's all garbage.
Okay. Well, see, and okay, so we are huge, like, Bravo people. We love all things Bravo. And so we don't just limit ourselves to Real Housewives. We also love Below Deck. What other shows do you watch?
Southern Charm.
Okay, that's one show I don't watch. I feel like I need to get with it. Have you started watching the New York Housewives?
Yes, I boycotted it for a little while because I don't have time to make new friends. But
okay. David always tells me you have enough friends.
I know. I honestly was like, no new friends. I don't have time.
Yeah.
I don't have time. But I watched one episode and they're my new besties.
I kind of like it. So if you do not watch The Real Housewives, this podcast episode may not be for you, but I highly encourage you to listen still because it's so good. And if you follow me on social media, I post about this constantly because it's such a train wreck. In the best way though. Like, I kind of love all of them. Like, even the horrible ones, I still love them.
Well, they always say, and by they I mean, our savior Andy Cohen,
yes.
that we love to hate them, right?
Right.
And like, part of it is you love them one day and then you hate them the next day and then you love them the next day and you talk about them like they're your friends.
Okay, before we dive in, I have to know, who is your favorite Bravo celebrity?
Oh my.
Pick one from Housewives. Let's start there.
I know this is controversial, but I really think Ramona Singer is hilarious.
You've said that. Didn't she actually give you a cameo?
No, I got a cameo of her for my sister.
That's what I meant.
Yes. Yeah, and it was amazing.
You were so excited, and I'm like, she can drive me wild for sure, but who's your least favorite?
Oh, also controversial, but I really don't like Vicky Gunvalson.
Do you know that is Connor's favorite? Connor's my 16-year-old. Oh my God, he's going to kill me for even admitting that. But
I mean, I get it. She's the OG, but I don't know. She, especially now, I don't know if you watched the latest episode of OC, but she came on and it's like, it's just so theatrical.
Like, I feel like that way with Tamra.
Oh yeah. Oh,
from OC
sure.
Housewives.
Yeah, I'm not.
She's being kind of a mean girl this season, and I normally really like her, so I'm kind of bugged. I'm really irked by her this season. She's being mean.
It's a shame because OC is the OG and we live in the OC.
Yes.
So I love watching it to see all the places they go and like, oh, I've been there. I've seen them there.
For
whatever.
sure.
But it is not my favorite.
You know who my least favorite is right now?
No.
Teresa.
Oh, well.
I can't get with
La
it.
La Land.
She's so mean to her sister-in-law. And I'm sure Melissa is totally toxic to her in her own way. But I just am like that. She's also the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes.
Like, if you need her to be there for you, she will be.
There's something to be said. It's in housewife history. It's the best because they apologize for the craziest stuff, like stuff that you would never forgive anyone for. They just like do it and then apologize. But Teresa doesn't even try to apologize.
No, she doesn't. She does not care. Like, she gives zero shits. And maybe that's the draw to her too. I will say her daughters have her back.
Oh yeah.
I love the relationship. Maybe not the relationship. I love the sense of family that those 5 women, so she has 4 daughters. If you don't know, she's on The Real Housewives of New Jersey. And her and her sister-in-law both are on it, which just makes for great TV anyways. And her and her brother used to be really close, and now they're not. And I say that very loosely. I feel like it's a roller coaster. Like they were probably close when they were like 6, and she keeps reminiscing back to that.
I think the whole issue with them is that Melissa and Joe joined Real Housewives without Teresa knowing. And Teresa wanted it to be her thing. Like she didn't want family to get involved.
So wait a second. So Andy Cohen straight up hired Melissa Gorga.
I think.
Okay.
Normally you can quote me on Real Housewives stuff. I normally know it, but this one you can't quote me.
Not that he needs her permission.
No,
but Teresa feels like she needed permission.
Yes, it's her show.
Given.
Right? And I think the way she says it is that she didn't want family involved because she didn't want it to cause issues. And now look where we're at.
Bitch, they had issues before.
I know.
Like big issues. Okay. The real elephant in the room, y'all, in case you can't see it. Real Housewives of Miami. I literally told Donna yesterday, I was like, can I please have you for an hour? Because I actually want to talk to Donna about 2 things. But I'm like, we have to talk about Lenny.
Lisa.
And
what's her name? Katharina?
Katharina. Okay.
I have so many thoughts.
Okay. So first of all, so let's backtrack. So Lenny, for those of you who don't know, right, we're going to give context so that you guys can get in on this shit show. So Lenny and Lisa have been married for 15 years or together for 15 years.
About, yeah.
Okay.
Their oldest son just turned 8, so.
And they have a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Or she's almost going to be 4. And they are the cutest little kids. He is a insanely amazing plastic surgeon. Like I said, they both live in Miami. Lisa is true heart and soul housewife. Like she's got the nannies. She is stunning in my opinion. I know I have friends who think that she looks very fake. Whatever. I think she's beautiful.
She's married to a plastic surgeon.
And she talks about how he made her like what he wanted her to be.
Tagline was like, my husband created the perfect wife or something like that.
And he did. Yeah. I mean, she is about as big as my wrist. I mean, she's got the big boobs, the beautiful hair, the great teeth. I mean, to me, she's beautiful. But I am coming to find out that through social media, she really has a big heart. Like I feel awful, not even kind of, I feel awful for her. Okay. So back to where we are. So they kind of went through some issues and they separated for what? A year, a month, something like that.
I don't think they ever actually ended up separating.
No, I did a deep dive yesterday to prepare for today's talk. And they 100% did.
Okay.
They went through infertility issues. And so they went through a couple rounds of IVF and stuff like that. That never came to fruition, unfortunately. So she had her 2 children via surrogate, which is totally a thing. I know some people are like, oh, you're not even a real mom.
Well,
do not even cross that bridge with me. I had 3 C-sections, almost said 4. I had 3 C-sections and people think that that's not a real thing either.
What?
I can't. We'll go down that rabbit hole later. So anyways, they have 2 beautiful children. Their house is something like
it's insane.
It should be in a catalog.
It probably is.
Fair enough. They throw these amazing parties and all this stuff. Okay. Lenny is 57. He just recently turned 57. Lisa is, how old is Lisa? Lisa's 37.
Do you want me to look it up?
Yeah, we might have to. We'll confirm that Lisa's 37 while you're looking that up. Yeah. And like I said, they've been together 15 years, married for 12, I think. And he literally comes on the show recently. And if you haven't watched this season 5, maybe don't listen, but
she's 41.
She's 40. That makes me feel so much better. Yeah. She's older than me.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I was thinking. I know that the new girl's 27. I know that shit for sure. Okay. So anyways, he comes on the show and he is mic'd. Like he is mic'd. And Lisa leaves the room and you can sense the frustration with Lenny and you can sense Lisa towards him because she's like, you love me, right? Kiss me because you love me. And she's like leaning in and you can just tell he's feeling so awkward and he doesn't want to kiss her and all these things. So she leaves the room. And he is hot mic'd and he's freaking telling his friend, yeah, the reason I'm not sleeping with my wife is because then I would be cheating on the person that I really love. And I was like, bro, it doesn't matter how I could talk this quiet and you can still hear me.
Yeah.
So
the guy goes, are you mic'd? And he's like, yeah. And he goes, why do you think I'm whispering? I'm like, I understand you're a smart plastic surgeon, but how dumb are you?
I mean, he knew not to call 911 when the nanny broke her wrist, but he didn't know that a Mike's going to pick him up whispering. I can't. Get it together, Lenny. Come on. Okay. So anyways, he goes and he tells Lisa that he's now going to start dating this girl. Like he's taking her to Formula One. Is that what it was?
Some car race.
It's a car race thing down in Miami or whatever. I think it's Formula One. But anyways, he's taking her down there. And if she wants to show up, that's great. But he's going to be there with this new girl and they're dating. And Lisa goes on a girls' trip and homeboy straight kicked his mother and his 2 children. You saw this episode.
Yes.
Out of the house so that his girlfriend can stay over. Okay, I need to know all your... Okay, I need to know all your thoughts. I haven't even brought us current. Okay, so to bring us current, Lisa's birthday is on July 27th. Today's date is, and I'm just confirming, July 31st. So on July 27th, Lenny proposed while still married. Like they are just,
Their divorce hasn't finalized, but they're going through it.
But
look, you can date while you're separated because divorce is going to take a long time. But to get engaged, that's a little rough.
Okay, then I saw a post that somebody said, if your current husband buys a ring for his mistress,
is that community
property? Okay, but we live in California where things are community property. Is Florida a community property state?
Probably not.
Billy, I don't know why I looked you. I feel like you might know that. Yeah, can you?
Probably not.
I feel like it's not. It's Florida. I feel like anything goes in Florida.
Right.
But
also hopefully he's smart enough to look that up.
Did you see how big the ring was?
Yeah, it's like
it's
too
not
big.
Okay, Florida's not community property, so
it's too big.
Sorry, Lisa. You think?
Yes, it looks gaudy. I mean, I know it's real, so it's not gaudy, but
what if it's not? What if it's like a Randall Emmett thing? And it's fake? I don't know. I've seen some pretty good real ones, so who knows? But
also, did you see the video of when he proposed? She acted like she was like, you knew this was happening. You could tell. It was the worst acting ever.
I feel so bad. She is beautiful, by the way. Also, she was Miss Vienna.
Yeah.
And so she's stunning. She's also 30 years his junior, which I'm all for. I don't care. Do whatever makes you happy. Sleep with whoever you want. Do your own thing. But I just feel like, as long as it's not happening to me, obviously, I just feel bad for Lisa and I feel bad for the kids. Tell me all your thoughts. I want to hear all the things. Go.
I have a 15-year age gap with my husband.
Okay, that's not 30 years.
That's my point. That's like already can bring some challenges. I can't even imagine 30 years.
Well, Lisa and Lenny were 16 years apart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You think it's going to get better with 30 years?
I don't know. I just don't know what kind of level of libido he has. I feel like 27, she's like going to be getting into her 30s. Like, is she going to have kids with him?
I'm sure. But when you're that rich, it doesn't matter if you're an old dad.
What is she going to do? Put a paper bag over his head?
I don't know. I mean, he's a plastic surgeon. He probably looks fine.
So do you think she's marrying him for it? And he does. He's not a bad looking man at all. He's actually a handsome looking dude.
Yeah.
But do you think that she married him for money?
I mean, I obviously don't know them, but you got to think that that's a high percentage reason. Like if out of 100% of why you married him, it's probably about like 80 at least.
Women, listen. I just want to say that I feel that you can go out and make your own living. I don't feel like you have to depend on anybody to do that, a man or another woman to do anything for you. So to me, if I can go out and make my own money, like I'm going to have sex with whoever I want to have sex with. Like I'm going to marry whoever I want to marry. I'm going to have kids with whoever I want to have kids with. I'm so out. I'm so old for saying that.
She probably knows she can make her own money, but doesn't want to.
She has to make her own money. She's rich. She looks beautiful. Have you seen her Instagram?
She's a model. Yeah, she's. I'm sure she's a very highly paid model.
And she posts in lingerie. I'm telling you right now, the only person who's seen me in lingerie is my husband.
If
and
that.
I'm down with the lingerie. I'm down with it. But I just feel like, one, if I look this way, sure as hell only one person's going to see me that way, and it's not going to be me. So, and it's going to be the person who is stuck with me. So I'm here for it. But
I don't know. I just can't understand why else she would go through that whole process. But again, I don't know.
Go ahead.
It's probably the whole lifestyle. It's not even necessarily the money, right? She could marry any rich guy in Miami.
That's true. She didn't have to pick Lisa's husband.
Yeah. So I think there's got to be some draw to it. Now, is that long lasting? I don't know. I don't know them. But what I can say is to show up at the house and kick your future mother-in-law out with your husband's kids. That's so wrong. When I moved to Newport, I didn't even move into my husband's current house for a year and a half, 2 years, because I didn't want to move right in with the kids, right? Like I wanted to give that time to settle and really I wanted to be careful of it. The fact that she isn't doing that.
Wait, and how old were you then?
I was 27. I was 27.
So we're literally comparing apples to apples here.
I mean, he wasn't 30 years older than me, but yes. Yeah.
And he's certainly not as rich. You're definitely as good looking, Dan. But
more good looking.
Way more good looking.
With less work.
For sure.
But yeah, I just can't. If you're not taking those precautions, you're not doing it for the right reasons, in my opinion,
but
from experience.
And he allowed it.
Yes, that's the problem.
Okay, so since you mentioned his mother... So Lenny posts, or the new girl, the new fiance posts about this new engagement on social media, and the mother, Lenny's mom, comments, and I'm paraphrasing, but she's like, "Good luck, congratulations. It's finally nice that you have a wife that supports you and loves you because you didn't have that in your last marriage."
But on the last season,
yes,
on camera,
yes,
she's talking all this shit about her son and this new mistress and has Lisa's back. Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just cursed.
Okay.
I try not to, but you know me.
Yeah.
So I curse like a sailor, unfortunately. I still love Jesus, but I do curse like a sailor. Okay, go ahead.
So on the last season, she's on camera with Lisa, supporting her, telling her how awful it is what her son is doing to her. And look, we all knew it was going to come back because her son supports her, right?
Right.
So
financially, we mean.
Yes, financially. And it's also her son. So your kids can mess up and you can still obviously love them and want to be there for them. But sometimes that doesn't include enabling them. That's a whole other conversation. But she was on camera supporting Lisa.
With Lisa?
Yeah, with Lisa. I don't understand. I need to know, as a viewer, what happened in the background for that to change.
Yeah. I don't even know.
And
maybe he stopped kicking her out when he wanted to bone her. I don't know.
I know that they're filming, so I'm hopeful that they show some of that because that's a crazy dynamic to change overnight.
I don't think if I were Andy, mind you, I just sell real estate, so I'm not a TV producer. But if I were Andy, I don't think I would have stopped filming.
Yeah, right.
Because this shit is getting so
like how
good.
They picked cameras back up for Vanderpump.
Exactly, because Vanderpump was such a shit show too. Okay, so but people on social media hate this woman. Like I was reading the comments. The mom, okay. Lenny's mom. Okay. People loathe her. Like they are like, you look like moldy cheese and your grandkids are going to hate you.
Oh my god!
Somebody said that to her. And I'm like, okay, this is mean. Like
it's a little too far.
Well, and this woman is old. And like you said, she's kind of just having her sons back. But I also
that's not having her sons back. That's not what... That comment is not having your sons back. That is bitchy.
Correct. Meaning, you're right. I withdraw my statement. Meaning, like I think she's trying to support his new endeavor.
Yeah, I roll if you couldn't see it.
I have 4 boys, and let me tell you something. I am like, absolutely not. This will not take place. You're not going to sit here. I'm not going to lie for you. I'm not going to do any of that shit for you. So as a mom to 4 boys, I don't know, but my boys don't support me either. Maybe if they did, I'd be like, fuck it, what you want me to say?
Write me the script. I will read it. I'm sure that happens, honestly. Lenny and his new fiance probably are writing out what they want her to comment.
Can you imagine?
That's probably happening all over reality TV.
I can't. I don't know why that boggles my mind so much. You're right.
I think that's what I stick to the Housewives and I stick to reality TV because I'm already invested. And like I said earlier, they're my friends.
Yep.
But
they're your friends. You're not theirs yet.
Correct.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes.
I mean, that could change at any moment because we do see them.
I don't support them fully, but they support me however I need it. But I think that it's become so scripted and it's clearly so... I just need either cameras 24/7 or I need all new people who don't understand how reality TV works yet.
I agree with you.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they were like telling their mom what to say. I doubt she's that, well versed in like Instagram, and
she probably didn't even write it. I wonder.
That's what I'm saying. But she has to, I don't know, is it like elder abuse if you're making someone do something they don't
know.
on Instagram?
I don't know because, like I said, I did a deep dive yesterday, and she was even posting, like replying to people and was saying, oh, people get divorced every day. And I'm like, bitch, you just got done saying how the Hochsteins, how do you say that?
Yeah, I don't know, but they had never had a divorce.
They never have a divorce. And I'm like, okay, well, that's cute. Never say never. I mean, really? Yeah. I can't. Now, I will let you know there is light at the end of this tunnel. Lisa is dating somebody.
Yes.
She seems very smitten with him. I don't know how old he is. I didn't go into a deep dive on him.
I didn't either. He's younger than Lenny. I know that.
Okay. Well, that's a good start.
Yes. Still very Miami with his fake teeth and everything.
I'm here for it.
Yes.
Also a great start.
Matches her really well.
I will tell you that I did more of a deep dive on Katharina. She was married before to an American diplomat.
What?
I didn't even know we still had those. I mean, I say that with a grain of salt. Obviously, I know we have people who go over and make sure that,
I went on a deep dive on her Instagram and saw she had a party for her divorce, though.
She did. Did you see that cake?
The cake.
What?
I know.
So crazy. Okay, but I went and looked into his stuff. She said that he was abusive to her and everything like that. They were married. God. They separated after 1 year. They had this beautiful wedding. I watched their YouTube video.
Stop.
Okay.
Why didn't you send me the link?
Because it was so late. Like, David rolled over. He was like, what are you doing? Are you going to bed? Why are you looking at this naked chick on social media? She's not naked, by the way. She's in lingerie. And I'm like, it's not even about her. Like, you don't get it.
Oh my gosh.
It was, I looked like a lunatic last night at 11:58. Okay. So in one of the things that I Googled, you can watch her YouTube video of her wedding. She speaks 4 languages, by the way.
Okay.
She's brilliant. Her husband was very handsome, and their divorce was finalized in April, and she's now engaged. Oh, but now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder if it's April 2022.
It was probably 2022.
Oh, okay. Because
Right?
then, she started dating Lenny.
Well, again, divorces can take a while, so
yeah, that's true. So but they were separated since 2021. I did read that.
Okay.
But then she started dating Lenny from what I was able to put together, and I could totally be wrong, so don't quote me, but May of 2023. Does that seem right? That's when they started posting about it.
Yeah, but they were dating because last season of Miami was filmed before that.
When you say last season, are you talking season 4 or season 5?
Oh God, I don't know numbers.
Oh, well, I'm on season 5.
Whatever the most recently aired one.
Okay, season 5.
Yeah,
okay.
That had to have been filmed before 2023.
Because season 4, Alexia, that's when we find out all about. So Miami kind of took a break and then came back with a vengeance.
Yeah, it's so good. If you're not watching it, you need to watch it immediately.
Can you start at season 4, you think?
Yeah, it's on Peacock.
No. But I mean, do you think that you'd be caught up?
Oh, without watching the old seasons?
Yes.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so you could start at season 4.
Yeah.
I really do like Nicole.
I do too.
I think she is freaking cool.
Yeah, she's smart. I mean, she's a doctor.
She's brilliant. She's an anesthesiologist. So
who said that wasn't a real job? Which of the housewives said one of the girls on the show was like, "Oh, you're a fake or your job," or was mocking, and she was like, "I'm literally an anesthesiologist." Oh, she said all you do is put people to sleep. I was like, what?
Who said that?
One of the girls on the show. I'm dying. I can't remember who said it.
We need to find out.
But it was Larsa Pippen who sells her feet on OnlyFans. I'm like, homegirl, you need.
Can we talk about her for a second?
Yes.
I actually really like her too. I don't know why. I'm sorry. Why do you look at me like that? You're not a fan.
It's just sad.
The whole thing is sad.
The whole thing is sad.
Okay.
You sell your feet on OnlyFans. You were married to Scottie Pippen.
Okay.
You have enough money to not sell your feet on OnlyFans.
But I'm here for OnlyFans. Do you know how much money she makes selling her feet?
I know, it's insane. I feel like it's what's wrong with the world today.
Larsa, I'm not judging. You want to sell your feet on OnlyFans? Get it, sis. Because I don't know. I sure as hell could not sell my feet on OnlyFans, and I have good looking feet.
I love when she takes a picture. She's like, oh, "That's $100,000."
I can't.
Snip of her toe.
Okay, so she was married to Scottie Pippen, who played ball with the GOAT, the best of all time, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And they got divorced. They have kids. How many kids do they have?
I think they have 3 or 4.
Their one daughter looks so much like him to me. It's like seriously looking at Scottie Pippen when I see her on the show. But anyways, they have kids and everything. They're older. They're older kids. I think adult even. I don't know.
The youngest one is 15.
Oh, she does have a teenager.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she gets divorced. Do you know who she's dating now?
Marcus Jordan. Michael
Jordan's son. So you guys, okay, so think about this. Like, you go to his birthday parties because you're with your husband, Scotty, and naturally, Scotty and Michael this is how I'm picturing this in my mind. They're BFFs, and they're like, hey, my kid's turning 3. You should come over for some hot dogs and beer. They probably have caviar and fucking champagne, but come over for some hot dogs and beer. And so they go over, and so Larsa grew up going to this kid's...
That's what I thought, but she's claiming that she was never around him. I don't buy that for a second, but that's what she's claiming.
That's like saying I'm never around your kids.
Right.
That's not the truth. And I don't even see your kids all the time, but really?
I know. I don't buy it. And then did you see the video clip of Michael, that like a TMZ person asking Michael Jordan if he approves?
No, give it to me. What do you say?
So they catch Michael Jordan coming out of something, getting into a car, and they're like, what do you think about your son dating Larsa Pippen? And he just starts laughing. And the TMZ guy's like, what? You don't approve? And he just goes, no. And he gets in the car. How embarrassing is that for Larsa?
That was respectful and direct. And my dad always tells me to be direct and respectful. So Michael Jordan, you're pretty amazing, badass. I
feel like it's so sad.
How old is he? Do you know?
I don't. I think he's probably 15 to 20 years younger than her.
Oh, okay.
She's probably younger than Scottie Pippen.
I think she's a lot younger than Scottie Pippen, isn't she? She looks incredible.
She is a different person than who she was. Have you seen the side by side of what she used to look like pre-plastic surgery?
No.
It's like she looks like a different race, to be honest. Like it's weird.
A different race?
Yeah,
like ethnicity?
Yes, she looks completely different.
Okay.
In a sad way. Like, she was beautiful before. I feel like she took away her uniqueness, but that's the whole other thing.
Okay, fair enough. But that's not saying, but she's still beautiful now.
She's still beautiful, but it's just...
I am all for plastic surgery, by the way. I'm such a sissy to do anything, but...
Yeah, do whatever you want, but I just feel like, be you.
Yeah. And if that makes you feel better, yeah. Okay, so now I need to look at this side by side.
Yes, it's kind of scary.
Oh my gosh, we spent so much time on Miami Housewives. Should we jump over to Vanderpump?
Oh man.
I feel like it's been overplayed, but I feel like it does need to be mentioned. If you haven't been watching, even if you haven't watched Vanderpump, you're invested, dude, deep, because you've seen it all over social media. You know about Tom and Raquel. You know that Raquel...
You mean Rachel.
Rachel. Sorry.
She's going by Rachel now again.
I heard that. But I think that she didn't really have a choice. I feel like everybody on the crew was like, your name is Rachel. Nobody's calling you Raquel anymore.
I think her PR team probably was like, look, just lean into it.
I agree.
And take away people are trying to use it against you, so just lean
Embrace
into
it.
Yeah.
Embrace it. Okay, so there's a whole thing with that. It's kind of like quieting down a little bit, but did you hear that she freaking gave up the dog?
Okay, so I heard the whole story on this. Apparently, when she went away to this mental health facility, her mom was watching the dog.
I call bullshit, but go ahead.
I mean, I'm sure, but this is the story.
Okay.
And apparently the dog Graham was getting really aggressive and a couple times bit people, including her mom. So they decided to give it up, rehome it is what the word people use in the dog world.
It does, yes. Because you know that I am not an animal person to begin with. I have a cat, but that's a long story. But does that normally happen? Do dogs all of a sudden become aggressive?
They can.
Okay, so that can legitimately happen.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time if your dog, like if a dog bites a lot, like to a point of injury, like the vet will sometimes be like, you got to do something about this dog.
Okay.
But if it's just something you can't handle in your home, like, I mean, my dog was amazing with the babies, but some dogs maybe will get more uncomfortable when a new baby comes into the house or if something changes at the home, right?
But it wasn't really changed because aside from Raquel leaving, I guess that is a pretty big change. So the dog's person left. Give it to the mom. Mom is like, calls the Humane Society.
It's also like a golden doodle, and I feel like I can't imagine a golden doodle being mean.
It's not like they had a pit.
All right.
Well, and pits even get bad raps because I want one so bad.
I know.
They're such
Some
loves.
of them are so sweet.
They are.
I don't think it has to do with the breed, but just for some reason, I just can't imagine a golden doodle being like mean.
Aggressive.
But yeah, so apparently that's what happened. And then the mom and Rachel decided to rehome it. And then James found out and then went and got it.
Okay, well, I heard Lisa Vanderpump got it back.
I don't know.
Okay, I was under the impression
Lucy Goosey Apple Juice or what was it? What was the Beverly Hills thing? Lucy Juicy Apple. I don't even remember what it was called.
I can't. I don't
like
either.
4 seasons ago.
But I know
Real
exactly
Housewives
what you're
of Beverly
talking about.
Hills.
Yes,
Yeah.
so good. Even that's good. Even when it's bad, it's good.
Okay, this is how you know I'm like way too deep into Bravo.
Yeah.
I was in LAX, I don't even know, 5 years ago. And I was sitting at the terminal waiting to board. And I'm like, Dan, I know that guy. I know that guy. And I look at him, I'm like, oh my God, that's the guy who was working at Vanderpump Dogs when the Lucy Juicy Apple Juicy thing happened.
Was it the brunette guy?
Yes.
The Asian brunette guy?
Nah, I don't know if he was Asian. I don't think so.
Okay.
But just one of the guys who was on one episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or Vanderpump. And I was like, oh, I know that guy. He's
You have
my
a good
friend.
memory because I feel like Tom Sandoval could walk right by me. And like, I have so much going on in my head constantly that I wouldn't even stop to think, oh my gosh, that's Tom Sandoval.
I don't know what it is with faces and names, but I have a really good memory with it. But again, goes back to where I think that they're my friends and they have no idea who I am. But I was like, oh, that's that one guy who's on one episode.
But you're so sweet. I feel like if they did know you, they would like you. They would totally be your friend back.
you.
Okay, so wait. So my...
Well, apparently not, because
oh, that's right.
she who must not be named ghosted me. My end, Real Housewives.
Donna became acquaintances with a housewife. But you guys talked about going to dinner and stuff like that.
She asked for my number and asked to plan dinner. And then I texted her and she never responded to me.
She's one of my favorites.
I know.
She could have changed her number though too. Because if you think about it, they probably go through a lot of phone numbers and stuff, don't you think?
Yeah, probably.
So maybe she changed her number or something like that happened.
I mean, she does still follow me on Instagram.
Does she?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then call Donna, please, if you know who we're talking about. If I see her around, I will tell her.
We just honestly, we had a lot in common. So I was like
You did.
fantasizing about how we were going to become best friends and then I was going to be a friend of. Because I don't want to actually be on the Real Housewives. I just want to be at the parties.
You're so funny. I don't think I want anything to do with any of it.
Oh, I want to be in the background for it all.
Do you? I want to be in the
Yes.
background, but not on camera. I want to watch. I want to watch it all go down.
Camera. Yeah, no, I don't need that. I don't need that.
But like we've been told, we don't need any more friends.
Yes. I've been thinking about this a lot about why do I like it so much? Why do I like reality TV so much?
Great question.
Specifically Bravo. And maybe I'm giving myself too much credit, but I think I really just enjoy the psychology behind it.
Okay.
You're watching relationships unfold and you're watching people deal with challenges and just everyday stuff that like we don't get introspective when we go through something silly like that, but we're watching other people do it. And it's just intriguing to me. But again, that might be going way too deep and it might just be that I like listening to this catfights.
I think you have something. I think for me, that is not in my world at all. Like, I will not hang out with you if you are not nice to me. I will not like, and you don't even have to like me. I'm like, okay, you don't like me, cool. Then we don't even need to be around each other. Like, you don't need to say anything to me. I don't need to say anything to you. I will always be cordial to you because I will never let how somebody treats me change who I am.
Right.
But I will always be respectful. I will always be kind. I won't talk about you because I don't care enough to talk poorly about you. But if you do something stupid or something happens, like I'm definitely like, oh my gosh, this is what happened in our relationship. But very rarely do I ever scream and yell and throw wine or glass at people. Very rarely. Like, did you see Tamara on Real Housewives? How she freaking called her friend Jen out.
Yeah, well, that was so staged and like thought out. You
And
can
then
tell that she's trying to make a big comeback now that she got rehired.
I agree. That's what I told David. And leaving the restaurant, storming out of a restaurant.
That's her go-to move.
If I leave a restaurant, I'm not coming back.
No, how embarrassing. She's
It's
like
so-
sitting around waiting for like the crew to tell her to come back.
Yes, and I'm not throwing things at you. You're not going to beg me to stay there. I mean, it's probably in her contract that she's not allowed to leave.
Oh, probably.
Maybe?
Or you just know that you're in a scene. You're not going to get footage if you're not in the scene. But I think that's what I liked about original Housewives, like Teresa flipping the table. That was genuine.
I think that there's a difference. That was so genuine, and she was so pissed. She was so pissed at Danielle Staub. Danielle Staub was not a nice human that season.
But like that was a genuine table flip.
Yes,
and that is crazy to me because I could be. I mean, I guess I could flip a table. I guess I would,
but not with your friends. Not with your friends.
I don't think Danielle was really her friend. If I was forced to be in a place with certain people that you know who I'm talking about, I would probably flip a table.
But you have been in places with that person and you haven't flipped tables and you still have been kind and you have been true to
but
yourself.
My inner me is like, flip the damn table.
Right.
I just have more restrength than
Well,
those are
two totally different people, the inner you and the outer you. Yes. So I'm glad that the outer you refrained from flipping shit.
But maybe that's why I like it, because they're just like, fuck it, this is who I am.
I guess, but to cause that big of a deal in a
oh no, I think it's embarrassing.
I do too. Like, even if I've had been at dinner when kids have been unruly, not my children, because I'll pack my shit up and leave with my kids. I have done it before, and now my kids are so afraid that we'll leave and I won't ever take them out to dinner that they act accordingly. Plus they're older. But if I'm at a table with little kids and they're acting a freaking fool, it will embarrass me so bad where I'm like, take care of your kid, or I will tell the kid, you're not allowed to act that way when I'm at dinner, so stop.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously.
I think again too, it's the psychology of it.
True.
What makes them feel like they can act on every thought and feeling?
That's true.
You know what I mean? There's so much entitlement there. And I'm like, they all come from different backgrounds. Some of them come from nothing. Some of them come, from family money or whatever. And they all act the same way. So what is it that makes them feel like they can just throw a napkin in someone's face or flip a table?
I don't know. But if you get in touch with who, and you happen to ask her that question, can you let me know?
Yes, but she's the most normal one.
She is. I love her so much.
That's the thing. I would be friends with her normally.
Yes.
And that's also what I don't want in my housewife, though.
That's true. That's true.
I want a bunch of Heather Dubrow's.
I love Heather Dubrow. Is that controversial? I feel like that's a little controversial.
I like her. That's what I want in a housewife. I want real money.
Yes, real money. And I also think that she's very genuine. Did you see her apology to Gina last season?
Yeah.
I felt like I told David, that is a good friend, because she sat there and took in what Gina had to say. She didn't necessarily agree with her, but she listened to her. And she told her, I hear you.
Yeah.
And I am really sorry.
Yeah,
and I was
someone who's been to therapy.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, someone who's worked on themselves.
I love that.
Yeah. Or read a self-help book or something.
If somebody
need to be therapy,
but I'm going to say that if somebody comes to me and be like, you hurt my feelings and this is why, I'm genuinely a pretty good listener. I almost said genuinely a pretty good listener, but I want to apologize and that was really sweet.
That's why I want her there, but she is also so petty. There was one season of OC before, a while ago, where someone ate the bow off of the cake and she flipped out.
I would have been pissed too.
I know, but that's what I want in a housewife. I want someone freaking out because someone ate a bow off of a cake. You know what I mean?
Yes, it was a fondant bow, by the way. It was a real bow. But she totally picked it. And this person was not even a really good friend of hers or anything.
No, but that's the absurdity I want in a housewife.
I'd be so pissed. I don't think that's that absurd. I want somebody who has a champagne button. She has this button in her closet. It says ring for champagne, and she rings it. And
I feel like
somebody definitely shows
have
up.
that.
I feel like I need it.
If you don't, it's going to be installed.
I would ring the bell and then have to go get my own damn champagne.
No, you have sons. They can do that.
That's true. And Carson can make a mean cocktail, by the way. We trained him well.
Yeah.
I love you so much.
Gosh,
Thank you for being on this shit show of a podcast with me. It was so fun talking all the things. I hope the listeners and the viewers, if you're watching this, got something from it, or at least feel the same way we do. I'm so intrigued. If you happen to comment on this, I want to know who your favorite housewife is, or who your favorite Bravo celebrity altogether is. Because if you don't watch Housewives, but you watch Below Deck, or which we didn't even scratch the surface of.
The hot captain.
I'm here for it. And I'm here for. In my next life, I'm going to work on a yacht. I'm trying to convince one of my kids to do that. I'm like, you only get this youth once. You're only this skinny once.
I could totally see one of your kids doing that. They love the water. They love adventure. Oh, I could totally see
Connor and Carson would be great for it. Jared's already past his prime at 18.
For below decking.
Right.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. I love you and I appreciate you.
Yay.